So here we are. It's been a little over a week that we've had the Hive installed, and we didn't realize when we got the nuke that it was actually medium frame. So we installed them in a deep box. So that deep box has 5 deep frames and 5 mediums from the original nuke. So what we're going to do today is add a medium frame on top of it and put the 5 original frames from the nuke in that medium box, and 5 new frames, and put 5 full-size frames in the deep box, and put a little honey in it to feed them. And so that's what we're doing today. So ready to open the Hive up and see how we're doing here. So what I got to find is the 5 original nuke frames. We're going to move those over to the medium box. Fill this box with the deeps and put them together. Of course, the frames are stuck together here, so the first one out I've always found to be the hardest. So we see that's what they call a medium frame, but the bees have built so much comb down below that I'm just going to leave that in there. Well, actually it's looking down the bottom, this section is broke off. So that changes my plans, that the bees have actually filled in, because you can see this is what they call a medium frame. You can see that it doesn't go all the way to the bottom, but the bees have actually started filling in that bottom section with comb. So we may just leave them be. What I'm going to do is the second deep I got here, so I'm going to go get some more frames. fill this one up, and that's what they're going to grow into rather than a medium. Okay, so what I've decided to do is, this is the better looking frame, so I'm going to move these, better looking box, I'm going to move these frames into that box, put this one on top of there, and this one will be just there for a little while as a frame to hold some food. So we'll go ahead and move those over. These are some older frames from 2 years ago. Some of them have foundation, some of them don't, some of them have. In this case, it's comb built up on one side. You see, that's in a frame that's never been used, so it's got foundation in it, but make sure I got 10 frames in there. Spider, we don't want the spider. Now what I'm going to do is, I have this jar of honey and comb that I crushed up from a hive from actually about 1.5 years ago. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to lay it down sideways on top of these frames as food for the bees. If you have it, honey is always the best food. So we're just going to leave this like this. Let the bees fill up and start using that second frame there. So they start out in the first one and fill up the second one. They'll eat the food that we got in there, and then eventually we'll then put some others on top of it as they fill out the hive. I'm going to get the camera and show you a shot inside there. So you can see what I'm talking about here. There's a shot where I'm just going to leave that mason jar with the honey and wax in it. Let it sit there. Let the bees come on up and harvest that and put it into the comb as they see fit. I'm just going to put the lid back on this. Again, the hive is only just over a week old, a week and a couple days since we picked up the nuke. We're going to let them work on building up their hive. Just want to get a little close up there with the bees coming and going out of the hive. That bottom board it can be turned over to give a little more of a gap. But since the hive is new, doesn't have a lot of bees in it, we want to leave a narrower gap so they can defend it easier if they need to. But you see they're coming and going. Busy as bees.